So graphene, it's been well said that it's one of those really disruptive materials technologies. It has amazing properties in its ultimate form. The type of material that we make is called graphene nanoplatelets. So this is few atomic layer of carbon material, and that in itself imparts performance such as mechanical performance, electrical conductivity, barrier performance, thermal conductivity, and we can apply those to a number of different products. With our material, two things really. Our proprietary graphene nanoplatelet manufacturing process sets us apart in terms of material performance attributes. So the characteristics of those materials lend themselves to the markets that we're pursuing. And then really clues in the name, applied graphene materials. Application technology is what it's all about. So being able to take graphene, which is quite difficult to incorporate into other materials, and have the capability to do that. So our core focus from a strategic review is in a number of areas. So the paints and coatings world, our technology group, we've been able to take people from that industry. So we're really well equipped in terms of dispersing graphene into coatings to enhance the performance of those materials, barrier performance, anti-corrosion performance, and really extending the life of industrial coatings. And then high performance composite materials, and an area where we call functional materials that would enhance thermal conductivity. In terms of commercialization, there's a cycle to that, of course, involves testing and iterative work with customers, and we work really closely with them to enable that to come to successful product completion. So in terms of commercialization, yes, we have a number of engagements, around 120, and those are at various stages of testing and iteration, with a good number now approaching final commercial realization. Yeah, so from a strategy standpoint, a number of areas. So from a standpoint of milestones, clearly the key objective is revenue generation and realizing revenue from those emerging customer engagements. We've got a number of those now right on the cusp. Our closest one would be a company called James Briggs, or JBL, and they're in the coating space and are getting close now to launching an anti-corrosion primer for the automotive sector. And then in other areas, with the likes of Airbus, for example, we're closely engaged with them in terms of the broader picture of having our products qualified onto a broader platform of technology. And it's those key things, key milestones, that will create investor interest as we go along the way. In terms of technology development, as I said, we work really closely with our customers to support those products. There'll be milestones along the way that we're able to share with the market in terms of achievements that we've made. We've become much more vocal in terms of technology presentation. We've got a raft of outstanding performance data, particularly in the paint and coating sector and the composite materials sector. And why not share that with the industry a lot more effectively? So things like technical conferences where we're out there sharing compelling data, and that will create great opportunities for further engagement with a wider customer base. And then lastly, just looking at investor engagement, really wanting to get out there and tell the story a lot more effectively, share what we do, share how we do it, and share some of those great milestones along the way. Really, it's all about focusing down on what our core strengths are, and really understanding the business top to toe, which we've got a good handle on that now. Strategic review, as you would expect, and the whole focus of the whole team is about accelerating momentum in the areas that we've talked about, focusing in on key revenue opportunities. The next 6 to 12 months are critical for us in terms of delivering those opportunities and the milestones that also we've touched on. So we're confident in terms of the cash base that we've got going forward. Cash burn's about 4 million a year. Our manufacturing process is modular, both in the graphene manufacturing and the dispersion capability that we have, and that is scalable at relatively low cost. So we have a tight focus on cash, as you can imagine, and we're managing it well, and I think we're well placed to actually realise that commercial potential that we have.